It's going to change the intro a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome back to Lloyd and JD. I'm Lloyd.
I'm JD.
And this is the best fucking podcast in the world.
Are we going for the clean version today?
Yeah, I stopped. Let's just go with it.
Well, we'll go with it. We'll see how long we can keep this
for
PG.
Another episode of the best show you've ever fucking seen. I am Lloyd.
I'm JD. There we go. It's back to normal. Back to getting the little E beside the podcast. So
I got to be 18 to watch me swear.
Yeah. And the funny thing is that I don't know if you know, because we haven't seen each other in a few weeks, but we were runners up for Best of Calgary. So runner-up best podcast, runner-up best video channel.
That's not fucking good enough. It's just not good enough. No, I'm just kidding.
We got beat by CTV Calgary.
That's
Surprise.
horseshit. That's
who sponsored the event? Surprise.
That's such horseshit.
Who has like
and I didn't even
several
win
$million
$6
budget.
Calgarian, which my girlfriend did put me up for. No, I'm just kidding. That was in there.
You got beat up by the mayor.
Fuck off.
No, I'm serious.
He won?
He won.
Who?
Nenshi.
Who the fuck voted for him being 60s Calgarian?
I think they just do it every year because
that's
they
horse
can.
shit.
I know
he is one ugly piece of crap. That's horse shit.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. It's a popularity contest.
If it's Justin Trudeau, I'm gonna fucking lose my shit.
Yeah, he's not Calgarian, so he wasn't qualified. Yeah, well, he's not doing a fantastic job.
No, he's just a dickhead.
Yeah.
We literally voted a dickhead. I didn't vote because I'm not allowed, because I'm not a citizen, but he's a total fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
What a dickweed. If you didn't vote, fuck you, because you're the reason that cockhead won.
Yeah.
So many people fucking hate him. How did he win?
I think it's very much a
he has that face. I want to fucking punch his face.
Yeah.
I see his face. I want to fucking hit his face.
There are people that love him though, because I was surprised.
Change your fucking face.
Somebody came to the table back to Comic Expo again. Came to the table and they had all these photos.
No
and
one
paintings
loves him. No, they didn't.
Of Justin Trudeau.
Yeah,
I'm
one
not even
person.
kidding.
We went to the Comic Expo.
One person.
Fuck you.
But you know what it means? And she had like 4 or 5 different things. That means 4 or 5 different artists painted him, which I think is like
with a dick in his mouth.
No,
because that's how I would have painted him.
But the thing is my point is that these people put the effort into doing that, brought it to Comic Expo. I would never, bring a Justin Trudeau print to Alberta to try to sell.
I would.
Unless
love to see my Justin Trudeau
unless
print.
It was on a Target. That's.
Have you seen those memes when he's got all those different hats on?
Yeah.
Oh my god. And then they had a thing that was like, he got bullied in school. Yeah, no fucking doubt he got bullied in school.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, not enough apparently.
Yeah. So back to Best of Calgary, or because Calgary, we appreciate everybody who voted for us. The fact that we came runners up is awesome. We're not going to the awards party. That's about it.
That sucks.
It's all good. Like,
I was just joking.
Yeah,
no one cares. We weren't gonna win. CITV.
No, and we knew that well in advance. Like,
even on a good week, we get 50 views.
Yeah, and even that, like going to the initial thing, that initial party thing, I was all stressed out because why am I going to this?
You were all stressed out. That's hilarious. Because you had to go on your own.
Yeah,
you never stress out about shit.
Yeah. Well, it's when you're out of your league, right? When you're not,
when we went to Paracon.
Paracon wasn't that bad.
Talk in public.
That wasn't that bad.
It was.
People enjoyed us there.
I had to talk in public.
Yeah. And they keep on asking. So you need to contact them and tell them whatever you're going to tell them.
How many times do they need to hear it?
What's that?
No.
You need to tell them directly.
I just did. Watch the podcast. All right. That's just all it is. I don't like going and doing live shows. It's fucking weird.
Live shows are weird. I know. Well, the funny thing, again, talking about Comic Expo, one of the funniest things that happened there was, I think I was talking to you on the phone, and there was somebody that was doing a live podcast, and there were 6 people in this podcast talking, and there was like 4 people in the audience.
Oh, brutal.
That's got to be,
It's my worst nightmare.
Yeah, it's harsh.
As far as I don't know, live stuff is just weird. It's not really what we do.
Yeah,
it's not.
I mean, it's different if it's interactive and different, but I don't understand, really why somebody would want to come watch us live and talk unless they could,
shout
ask
abuse
questions.
at me.
Well, that's definitely a possibility, like hecklers and stuff like that. I mean, that's maybe what more akin to what people would enjoy, but it's weird just having a conversation in front of like a live audience as well. But
Yeah, because I wouldn't show up for it.
yeah,
So then it's like, why would you?
yeah,
It's hard to do something that you wouldn't show up for yourself.
yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is.
And I don't show up for much.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, in the studio here, I mean, we have control over everything, and other than the dog, and
Well, and you've been doing your live stream daily now. You have your own little music intro. I saw that. It's a little jazzy kind of fucking beat
yeah,
that brings you in. And
Yeah.
then you said,
I've been doing
the
that for.
funniest one cracked me the fuck up. You probably didn't mean it to be comedic. Maybe you did, but it fucking when you had the May 4th one, when you had the helmet on.
Oh, I was just being a tool.
You
yeah.
were dying in that helmet.
I was.
And I was sitting on my balcony smoking a joint, like, look at this fucking guy's dying. And I was just waiting for you to take it off. How do you transition between having a helmet? I don't think you thought about that before you started the live stream.
No, I knew I was going to take it off, and I had my glasses.
Yeah, but the transition between taking off a helmet now,
Yeah.
that is a Stormtrooper helmet, being a goof,
Yeah.
to then going into like your
Normal
serious
self.
Serious,
Yeah.
that's an awkward transition, and I was just like, "Oh, he's dying in the helmet," and then you took it off, and you were like, "Oh."
It was hot, man, because if you've worn that, and that lives right behind us
Oh,
there, it
fuck.
never gets worn.
That's good comedy.
The only time
That's-
it ever gets worn is when I do photo shoots here, because everybody's like, "Hey, can I get a photograph with the Stormtrooper helmet?" I'm like,
God,
"Yeah,
that was funny.
yeah."
I had me crying. Oh, that was so funny. You were
Yeah.
dying in that thing.
Yeah, no, it's hot because it's packed with foam. It's it's not something to wear on a hot summer day.
So
even
if you
though
watch
it's white.
JD's live streams, appreciate that one.
Yeah.
because he was dying in that.
Yeah. But the live streams have been doing them for a couple months now. It's to help us build up some of our watch time because
Our
we're
watch
only
time, 'cause we
producing
don't make any money.
one video a week. We are close. We're under 200 hours
But
to go.
we make more than. I think the watch time should be coming from like the 200 episodes that people have to fucking watch.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Like when you start a show on Netflix and you binge watch the shit out of it, you can binge watch this motherfucking show for like.
yeah. And if you go
Weeks.
back and you watch some of the older ones, like the
cringy as
table, you
fuck.
guys can't see it on camera now, but it's about 10 feet
So
away from us.
cringy.
Sitting there, we're sitting on the corner of it.
Yeah, I'm
on
gonna
this
pick
really
my nails.
long-
I'm just gonna point out I'm picking my nails, so my mom, which is one, it will drive her crazy.
we were sitting on the corner of that white table, and then we had like a mishmash of microphones and weird stands, and it just, we sort of built in. Then we added the poker table
And cringy as fuck.
Yeah,
I don't watch myself. It's cringy.
yeah, but they're entertaining. Some of the earlier ones are actually some of the, like the Ancient Aliens one where we talked for 2 hours. Like people watch that.
We
still
can't do that
today.
anymore because you're just a buzzkill. We just can't do it anymore. Like we can. If people want us to bring it back, I'll bring it back.
Yeah.
But you and the conspiracy theories, unbelievable.
What? That I just don't
And
believe
there's
them?
more and more proof every day with all these files that have been released by Trump in 2016. Sorry. Or was it 2017?
17.
2017. What the fuck, man?
Which
So-
files?
All of the ones he released about you got the US military files about traveling objects in the sky that they've chased and followed and all the
Yeah.
files. Is that not enough proof for you? You don't
No.
find that fucking weird? Why not? But this is what annoys me. If someone was on the news right now and was like, "Oh, we just seen something weird in the sky," you'd go and be like, "Oh, there was something weird in the sky today." So you don't believe at all that those military guys saw something weird in the sky?
I believe they saw something weird. I just don't
Then
say
what is it? Was it proof of to you if they saw
What's
something
that?
weird in the sky?
It's not definitive proof of
But
anything.
what is it proof to you?
What's that?
It has to be proof of something.
It's proof that they saw something that they didn't understand.
So in your mind, what would you put that to?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't
So
experience.
but you have no thoughts on what you would see in the sky that the military didn't know what was, including all their satellites and their radars and everything that we have to use as military.
Right.
They chased something they didn't understand what it was. They couldn't get it. They couldn't catch it.
Yeah.
What was that to you in your mind?
It depends on the footage that you're looking
No,
at.
not footage. Even write up of pilots saying, "Listen, we chased this. We used American fucking fuel.
Yeah.
We used military money. It was Sergeant said." go ahead. You need to chase this. We don't know what it is. What does that mean to you? Fuck the footage, just the write-up of that. The fact that these people have ripped that up and it was a hidden document, and now it's come forward. Even you don't have video footage, but you've got men that are high up in the military and pilots who are well trained. They drive some of the fastest vehicle in the world that can break the sound barrier. What does that mean to you?
It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything to me because there's nothing on the tail end of it. There's no definitive ending. If you understand what I'm saying. Okay, so you chase something that you didn't know, right?
But that must spark your.
We could see something walk across a field.
That doesn't spark your thought process into like, okay, listen, a learned man who's been flying a fucking plane for 20 years for the military, who has dogfights, for a fucking living. He flies one of the fastest fucking vehicles in the world. He knows what he's doing. He's not, a fucking newbie. And they've got, a write-up of him declaring what he's seen or he couldn't chase it. And we've spent money chasing this fucking thing. Yeah. Does that say something in your head like, oh, what is that? Does that not spark any fucking thing in your head saying...
And at some point we'll
figure out what it is. I'm not asking you to sit here and be like, oh, it's aliens. I'm asking you what goes through your head when you're like... Fuck, because you don't disprove it. You don't say, oh, he's lying. No, because that would be weird.
No.
So you say, okay, he's seen something weird. So in your head, you must have some thought process that's like, this is becoming more and more of a topic that people are seeing flying crazy objects, and you're a very impossible kind of guy. You are. So that must spark something in your head that pulls you away from the fact that, okay, some of the things I thought were maybe impossible are not so impossible.
Yeah, but I mean, you're making assumptions about what I believe and don't believe.
No, I'm not making assumptions what you believe. I'm just saying what thought process does your head...
Just my head needs, you need to investigate it more. You need to search out more.
Everyone's head does that, but you must have some sort of imagination there, or some sort of what you believe in the world, or what if that could possibly be, and debunking just the fact that he's seen it. Because word to mouth is everything in human nature.
Right.
I saw a horse. What's a horse?
Yeah.
It's got a long neck, bushy tail. Runs around.
Right, but eventually in your experience, you will see a horse.
You're going to need to see a horse.
You're going to see a horse.
But you will know that horse when you see it. Why? Because I told you what it looked like.
Right.
And that's what I'm asking. Does this do something for you? Does it kind of take you forward a little bit and be like, some of these conspiracy theories have more of a possibility that now there's these learned men and women that are seeing these, and there's real documentation that is saying they're seeing them, and we have spent money on chasing them and finding out what they are, which before 10 years ago they lied about that and said we don't have any programs that do that. Does that even spark something in you that the government's spending money?
Is there military test stuff and stuff you don't know, and they have things that can fly in a way that you don't necessarily understand?
Okay, what about the paperwork that says they're spending money on extraterrestrial stuff? That there's paperwork that says there is units, I don't know the right word to use, squads, and their job is to track down broken crashes, and bring them back to military facility. There is paperwork saying that there is a group that does that. They have a name. Yeah. Does that do any... now you know the American government has paperwork that says we are... Whether or not they have anything, the fact that they are saying that they have a unit...
Do they investigate it? Sure. And everybody's known that for a long, long time.
But in the paperwork, it says they investigate crashed UFO ships. Yeah. So does that not be like... That's a lot more proof.
Then show me a UFO. It's kind of my.
But the fact that they've kept even the paperwork about the group, we know about the police, we know about a military, we know about SAS, but why don't we know about these secret? That must be enough to you to be like, okay, well, that's probably why it's so shrouded, because they don't even want me to see the paperwork that says that this is a real legitimate team. Let alone they want me to know that aliens exist.
Right.
Does that not spark something in you? Maybe that we've been lied to, and that it is.
The government lies to you all the time. Government lies to you about normal things. They lie to you
about fluoride. Why wouldn't they lie to you about...
It's part and parcel, right?
But I know you need to see something, but does it not spark your imagination? Does it not spark...
My imagination, spark my imagination to what? That
there's certain conspiracy theories that we do not know about, certain things in the world that we should know that we don't know, things like that.
There's always going to be stuff that's hidden from people.
Something like, an entity that maybe has even pull in our life, does that not?
I wouldn't go that far, but, I mean, I guess the vast majority of the planet believes that anyways, because everybody believes in God and all that kind of stuff. And there's your entity in a sense that, influences people and all that kind of stuff. So is it that far-fetched? Maybe not, but, it's not something that, I sort of look at my day-to-day things, right? I mean, if it involved my life...
We're in a weird time right now where a lot of information is coming forward in a very short period of time.
Yeah.
And we're learning, when you've even got Trump, hate him all you want, but he's releasing stuff even like, there's things going on behind the curtain that you guys don't understand. And as the president, he's the one of the only presidents that hasn't been shot so far that has said things like that. Yeah. You got Kennedy. He was a big guy with there's some shit going on back here. He wanted to release a lot of files that Trump has released. And he got fucking, he got stickle for that. He got, what was it? Way back, you got President fucking, what's his name? Fucking hell, I don't know them all.
Right.
But anyway, you got 3 or 4 that have come forward and been like, listen, there's some shady ass shit going on.
It doesn't doubt me that there's shady ass stuff in the government. I mean, that's like I said, it's part and parcel. But, at the end of the day, it's like, you need more, right? Like I said, if there's something and it leads to it and you follow it and you collect that information.
But because of who's shrouding it and the power behind the shroud, you have to search it out.
But what's the point of what is the point of shrouding that information?
That's the point of finding out, right? Why are they shrouding that information? That's the most important question that even you're asking. I think even people that believe in conspiracy theories, that is the hugest question for everyone. Why are you blocking my knowledge of this?
Yeah.
Why don't you want me to know that there's aliens? And I think you could get the scariest answers from that question.
Yeah.
The scariest answers can come from that question because a lot of the answers we wouldn't want because that's why they're hiding them.
Right.
Like when an epidemic happens, like say there's a chemical outbreak or a nuclear blast, they don't tell you till last minute. Why? Because they don't want panic.
Yeah.
Is that the right thing to do? We don't, you got to weigh that decision. Like that's the government's decision to not tell us until the last minute because they'd rather us die in peace than fucking die in panic or create panic.
Right.
Which is that right? Don't we deserve the right to make our own decisions if we're going to panic or not? Like some people might panic, some people might not panic, but is that your decision to make that decision for the rest of the world? These are huge decisions that they make for us that they don't, we're never allowed to even question those decisions because we don't know that doom is coming 9 times out of 10. We're not the ones behind most of, the scientific equipment that we have that allows us to know if some shit has gone wrong.
Yeah.
So, we die all the time because of their shitty decisions. So I think the scariest question is asking, why do you hide all this shit from us? And that's the biggest thing about aliens. Why do you hide another alien race? Because there's only a couple of things that I could think of that would make them want to hide it. One, the alien race is in control of us. They've been in control of us since the very beginning and they're hiding it. Right. And they control us to hide it. And that's the big fucking cover up. They're the black curtain. They're behind everything, even beyond the president. Or then you've got these aliens are fucking dickheads. And we've been fucking, converging with them since they've came. And we've been fucking, we signed off some people so that they could sign off some information, And there's even paperwork to say that we've made treaties with a certain UFO to you take people, you give us, you give us technology. And, so... there's only things that come out of that question are scary, to be honest with you. Because if they were fucking happy-go-lucky fucking aliens that wanted to fucking love and share the world, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be a fucking secret.
Yeah.
So at this point in time, you have to really ask yourself that, with all this information coming out, it's a little bit scary. Because, you might find out something big sooner or later. Like, look, even with the little Hollywood stuff that's coming out, look at all these fucking celebrities that are getting busted for being a part of, cults that are fucking, capturing women and fucking branding them and fucking sex slavery and all this fucking weird shit. Back in the 80s, that would have been laughed at. People would have been like, you're fucking crazy. Well, that's when it was going on. Now, in this, we're actually finding out all this crazy shit that's been going right under our noses in one of the biggest industries in the world, Hollywood. Yeah. We all love movies. We all watch movies. You all watch TV. It's a huge part of our life, But you don't realize that beyond this shroud of all these great actors is a bunch of fucking demonizing fucking,
Well, that's like anything where you have money and power, right?
But now we're seeing the depth of it and how big it is and how disgusting it is.
Yeah. I mean, it's any organization where you have, again, it's, it's like politicians. It's like anything else. When you have money and you have power, you can manipulate things to your advantage. I mean, and that has nothing to do with aliens in that sense. That's just mankind and the way
just
we
goes
are.
to show what can happen behind closed doors right in front of your face.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Yeah.
And that's why I used it as a...
Well, and it just goes to show you that, when somebody's powerful and has money and can do things
can be
like...
hidden and what Exactly.
Well, yeah, you can manipulate the legal system. You have lawyers, all that kind of
So
stuff.
imagine being higher up than that.
Yeah.
Being part of like the military, like where our billions of dollars go, and think like those people. That's fucking scary, man.
Yeah.
You know, when you see what Hollywood can get away with, what the fuck can the American military get away with?
Well, they get away with tons. I mean, look at how many countries they've bombed and all that kind of stuff. I mean, if you look at the games that the U.S. and the Soviet Union play in terms of military maneuvers and using countries as pawns and, trying to overthrow.
It's all about the banks and the oil, and it's fucking
disgusting. I mean, and that's completely evident in what happened with, I think it was Iran, when they basically... It was Iraq when they went in and they said, they have, chemical weapons and weapons of mass destruction. And did they find any? No, it was an excuse.
Just a way to get in there. Yeah. And that's
and what was it about at the end of the day? Oil. Like, I mean.
Exactly. And when you hear of a chemical outbreak or a bombing, they're trying to hide something else that they're fucking doing on the back burner. Like, here, look at this chemical fucking warfare, because it gets everyone upset and they're like crying. And they're like, this is bad and sad. But on the other hand, they're shipping fucking thousands of pounds of cocaine across the fucking border. You know what I mean? Like, the scumbags.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree that people do some horrible stuff under the guise of, a whole bunch of different things. But
yeah. So, and that as like a leg to stand on, and then with this alien stuff coming out and finding paperwork that they've hidden from us on stuff that's not real, it's kind of like, fuck, you've got the most evil, manipulative fucking government that steals our money, puts it on things that we have no idea are going on, black market projects, billions of dollars. And then now we're getting paperwork about fucking, extraterrestrials and all this crazy technology. And it's just like, fuck me, what? This is slight proof, it's the one conspiracy theory maybe you didn't want to come true, is these motherfuckers have got some hardcore shit behind the black curtain. Whether it's them flying around in the fucking sky, either way, it's scary. Yeah. Because someone has extreme technology and we don't know anything about it.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure they have things that can easily be identified as USOs. I mean, if you watch the internet or any kind of thing, with like basically drones, you've seen all these little tiny drones that people can put up that you can buy for $500. People have built basically drones that you can drive and fly those around. I mean, things that look like UFOs, to think that the U.S. military doesn't have something that's that capable.
But even more capable.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it's more capable as well because they have a lot more money invested in it.
And on top of that...
If a guy can do it in his garage, right, with stuff he can buy in a hobby shop.
Well, yeah, and then on top of that, though, we've got, extreme cases of stuff where they fucked up in the past. Like, just for instance, the Battle of Los Angeles, where they shot at something in the sky right after fucking... It was, a couple of days after fucking... Was it the Japanese that attacked the shore of America in Pearl Harbor? Was it Chinese? Which one was it?
Pearl Harbor?
Yeah, Japanese.
Yeah.
So when it was a couple of days after, there was something in the sky off the coast of LA. They shot shells at it. I think that they counted the rounds. Like, they shot at something and it did nothing. Bullets would... It was almost like an energy field. It was in the fucking newspaper. It was reported. People were there. Thousands of people saw this shit. Nothing got shot down. It was too quick. It shot off into the sky. This fucking happened. And then the next day they've got the whole weather balloon thing. And it's the same with, the crash that happened in, in the desert. Roswell. You got it. Yeah. People saw that shit. It was on some guy's ranch. Like, they were so descriptive about what they saw. It came down, it came down, and then like the explosion and the wreckage, what it looked like, and then in the newspaper, flying saucer hit the ground. Like, it looks weird. They had pictures, everything, and then the next day, weather balloon. Yeah. It's that's a blatant fucking lie. Yeah. And so when you've got evidence like that on the back burner, while you're looking at these new evidence of like, okay, there's military saying that they're flying after things that are like faster than our fastest craft, and we can't fucking catch in it, darting all over the place like a fucking mosquito. That's like, holy shit. These motherfuckers have been lying the whole time. Yeah. They've been back engineering fucking technology that's crashed into the earth on numerous occasions, and now either they're flying around like fucking mosquitoes or something else is living with us. Yeah. So, I don't know. Scary times, man.
There you go.
Eventually, someone's going to come forth and they'll be like, oh, by the way, you got 10 minutes to live. The aliens are coming and they eat brains.
There you go. So, on that note, that's all we got time for this week. Keep your brains intact.
I'm Lloyd.
I'm JD.
Peace.
See ya.